so don't forget it. But I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. Hey now, don't dream it's over.
The history books always talk about the giants, the Beatles, Zeppelin, Madonna, Michael. But hiding in plain sight are the songs you don't realize you still know by heart. The ones you forgot until they hit and suddenly every lyric comes rushing back. From the Zombies' late 60s masterpiece, Time of the Season, which didn't even blow up until the band had split,
It's the time of the season.
to Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street, carried forever on that immortal saxophone riff, to INXS's 80s ballad, Never Tear Us Apart, sweeping, cinematic, and criminally underrated.
We could live for 1,000 years.
These songs remind us that pop history is full of ghosts worth revisiting. They're not forgotten because they weren't great. They're forgotten because time moved on. And now, we're pressing play again. This is Songs You Forgot Were Awesome. The Zombies' Time of the Season.
It's the time of the season.
By 1968, the Zombies were basically done. Their album Odessey and Oracle had flopped on release, the band broke up, and nobody expected anything more to come of it. But then, almost as an afterthought, the single Time of the Season was pushed out in the US at the start of 1969. At first, radio stations ignored it. It wasn't flashy or immediate, it was smooth, eerie, almost hypnotic, built on a pulsing bass line, crisp hand claps, and Rod Argent's organ weaving through Colin Blunstone's breathy vocals. Then something strange happened. The track began to spread by word of mouth. College stations picked it up, underground FM DJs started spinning it, and suddenly the song was everywhere. That whispery call and response, "What's your name? Who's your daddy?" felt perfectly in tune with the late 60s counterculture. By spring, it had climbed to number 1, 3 on the US charts, long after the band had split. Ironically, their biggest hit arrived when the Zombies no longer existed, cementing Time of the Season as an accidental classic, psychedelic, sensual, and timeless. Next, Something in the Air by Thunderclap Newman.
There's something in the air.
Thunderclap Newman's Something in the Air is one of those songs that feels bigger than the band that made it. In 1969, The Who's Pete Townshend helped put the group together, almost like a side project. But nobody expected their debut single to hit as hard as it did. From the first line, "Call out the instigators," it was clear this wasn't just another pop track. It was a call to arms, wrapped in soaring vocals, pounding drums, and that unforgettable piano solo that stretched it into something cinematic. It landed right at the peak of the counterculture era, when protests were swelling across the US and UK, and the song became an anthem for rebellion. The irony? Thunderclap Newman never came close to matching it again. They were a one-hit wonder in the truest sense. But what a hit. Something in the Air didn't just chart, it crystallized a whole moment in time. A fleeting band, a lasting protest anthem. Next is Hold Your Head Up by Argent.
And if it's bad, don't let it get you down.
By the early 70s, ex-zombie Rod Argent had something to prove. He formed Argent, stepped out from behind the shadow of Time of the Season, and dropped Hold Your Head Up in 1972. The track is this strange mix. Part self-help pep talk, part straight-up jam session, with that massive organ riff driving it like a freight train. On paper, the lyrics are simple. Basically, keep going, don't let them drag you down. But paired with that hypnotic groove, it turns into something way bigger. The extended organ solo isn't just filler, it's the heartbeat of the song. Loud, proud, and impossible to ignore. It wasn't just background FM rock, it demanded attention. The single climbed into the top 10 on both sides of the Atlantic, proving Argent wasn't just a one-hit leftover from the Zombies. Hold Your Head Up became a pure arena moment, half motivational mantra, half psychedelic workout, and one of the great underrated rock anthems of its time. Next, we have I'm Not in Love by 10cc.
I'm not in love, so don't forget it.
When 10cc dropped I'm Not in Love in 1975, nobody was ready for how strange and beautiful it would sound. It wasn't built like a normal ballad, no strings, no flashy guitar solo, just this endless ocean of layered vocals looping and swelling like a human synth pad. The band literally built a choir of their own voices on tape, stacking hundreds of overdubs to create that wall of sound. It felt futuristic, hypnotic, almost otherworldly. And lyrically, it's the ultimate denial track. The singer keeps insisting, I'm not in love, while every word, every breath betrays the opposite. That tension, paired with the dreamy production, turned the song into something way deeper than a love song. It was vulnerable and ironic all at once. The experiment worked. I'm Not in Love became a worldwide hit, reshaped how producers thought about texture, and later influenced everything from synth-pop ballads to modern R&B slow jams. One of those rare moments where risk turned into timeless innovation. Next, Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper. Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper gets remembered today for the Saturday Night Live More Cowbell sketch. But strip the joke away and you've got one of the most haunting rock songs of the 70s. Built on that hypnotic guitar riff and Buck Dharma's calm, almost detached vocal, it feels less like a warning and more like an invitation. The lyrics talk about death with an eerie kind of peace, framing it not as something to fear, but as a natural passage. Love surviving beyond the grave. That mix of romance and mortality gave it a weight most rock singles never touch. It's cinematic, dark, and strangely soothing all at once. The track climbed into the top 20, became their signature song, and has lived on as both a classic rock staple and a cultural punchline. But beneath the cowbell jokes, Don't Fear the Reaper is still one of the smartest, most hypnotic meditations on mortality rock ever produced. Next, Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty.
You used to say that it was so easy, but you're trying.
Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street is one of those songs where a single riff defined an era. That soaring saxophone line, instantly recognizable, endlessly replayable, could have carried the track on its own. But what makes it timeless is Rafferty's weary, worn-down vocal, painting the picture of a man drifting through city nights, chasing meaning, and finding only more emptiness. It's soft rock on the surface, but underneath, it's pure melancholy. Half escape fantasy, half confession. You can almost hear the weight of the 70s in it, the hangover after the idealism of the 60s, the sobering come-down wrapped in smooth production and that unforgettable sax. The single shot up the charts worldwide and cemented itself as a classic, even though Rafferty never fully matched its impact again. Baker Street isn't just a hit, it's a snapshot of a moment, equal parts glamorous and broken, carried forever on that immortal sax riff. Tempted by Squeeze.
Tempted, but the truth is discovered.
Squeeze is Tempted, on the surface, it's just another early 80s pop single. But then Paul Carrick's soulful vocal slides in, smooth and aching, and suddenly the whole thing feels way cooler than what was spinning on most radio stations at the time. Produced by Elvis Costello, the song blended pop precision with blue-eyed soul warmth, all wrapped in lyrics about the everyday grind of temptation, cabs, trains, hotel rooms, wandering eyes. Nothing flashy, but the storytelling made it hit deeper than the usual pop fluff. Ironically, Tempted never cracked the top 40 on release, but it aged better than almost any of its peers. Decades later, it's become one of those songs everyone knows, even if they don't know it's Squeeze. A slow burn classic, part pop, part soul, endlessly replayable. Next, The Boys of Summer.
But I can see you. Your brows get shining in the sun.
Don Henley's The Boys of Summer plays like a film burned into tape. From the first line, nobody on the road, nobody on the beach. You can see it, a wide shot of empty streets and fading sunlight. It's nostalgic, but not soft. It's sharp, restless, and drenched in that 80s mix of rock guitars and shimmering synths. At its core, The song is about time slipping away. Youth, love, whole eras vanishing before you can hold on to them. Henley's vocal is weary but defiant, carrying both the ache of memory and the push to keep moving forward. It's cinematic in scope, every verse like another scene in a story you already half remember living. The track became one of Henley's biggest solo hits, but more than that, it became eternal. Decades later, The Boys of Summer doesn't sound dated. It sounds like memory itself, sealed inside a perfect 4 minutes. Next, Don't Dream It's Over.
Hey now, don't dream it's over.
Crowded House's Don't Dream It's Over is built on Neil Finn's understated vocal and that delicate, almost hymn-like melody. It's a song about barriers and hope, about trying to hold on when the world keeps closing in. In the mid-'80s, when pop was drowning in neon and bombast, this track felt different. No over-the-top production, no big synth explosions, just a simple, emotional ballad that cut through the noise. The chorus hits like a whisper that somehow carries farther than a scream. Fragile, poetic, timeless. It was a huge hit in its day, climbing charts around the world. But over time, it got overshadowed by flashier anthems of the era. Still, it's endured quietly, covered endlessly, and rediscovered by new generations. Don't Dream It's Over isn't just another 80s hit. It's a reminder that sometimes the softest songs linger the longest.
We could live for 1,000 years.
Inex's Never Tear Us Apart, 1988, is pure drama dressed as a love song. From the opening swell of strings, you know it's not aiming for casual romance. It's cinematic, almost operatic. Then Michael Hutchence slides in, low and intimate, delivering every line like it's whispered straight to one person. By the time the drums boom in, it's less a pop single and more a declaration. Unlike the flashier 80s love songs, this one doesn't hide behind production tricks. It's raw and direct. Two people against the world, promising they'll never break. Hutchence's vocal makes it believable, that mix of tenderness and danger that turned him into one of rock's most magnetic frontmen. It hit big when it dropped, but somehow it still feels underrated, overshadowed by Inx's funkier hits. Yet decades later, Never Tear Us Apart stands tall as one of the most powerful love songs of the decade, sweeping, intimate, and unforgettable.